Welcome back. Finals for our challenge. League challenge. It's a gym challenge. It's a league challenge.
Gym challenge, premier challenge, league challenge. I don't know anymore. They're just called challenges.
It's certainly a challenge. It's certainly a challenge. We have Tyler Deacy facing off against Anthony Ascencia. We knew beforehand that it was going to be Koraidon versus Zamazenta because both of
mirrors on both sides.
There are mirrors on both sides. Anthony running the Koraidon, Fluttermane, Raging Bolt, Iron Crown, Indeedee Female, and the Ogerpon Cornerstone. Tyler with that Zamazenta, Chenpao, Raging Bolt, Dragonite, Amoonguss, and Ditto, as we saw in the last set. Yes. Seeing both these teams on stream today. Crucially, Tyler doesn't actually have a way to stop the Indeedee Iron Crown Expanding Force mode.
Oh yeah, so that's gonna be really hard because especially if the Iron Crown's like booster speed or something.
It's booster special attack we saw in
okay
today.
Because either way,
it's hard to get Iron Crown speed boosted, but even still, and it is Terra.
The Tachyon Cutter will always get the Chien-Pao, even if it Terra Ghosts, honestly. Because not only that, like, it's booster special attack Iron Crown. Like, not only does it have a lot of natural, it's just Chien-Pao is so frail that Tachyon Cutter gets it either way.
The reason why it's booster is because it's such a gigantic stat already. Seeing the Dragonite for the first time on stream today, at least for Ty. And it's going to be the Koraidon Fluttermane on the other end, along with the Chien-Pao Dragonite.
So, funny enough, the E-Speed has technically no targets if this Koraidon protects, but, you know. And it's actually kind of bad, because this actually puts Ty in, like, a pretty weird situation, because you can't really threaten one-hit knockouts or any double-ups here, unless Ty just hard calls a Terra or something. And
I really like this turn one for Anthony. Ty is going to, lock in the Terra Normal Dragonite here.
Even though the Protect is, like, I wouldn't say somewhat obvious, but, like, you know, that's a safe play here.
It's a super safe double Protect, which is exactly what we're going to see.
Yeah, so see what the Dragonite locks into.
Yeah, because once you know, you can play around that a lot better.
But now, the thing is...
And remember, if it locks into E-Speed, you can also, if you have Indeedee in the back, you can just switch into that.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure,
completely nullify it.
So yeah, now the switch-ins are available, but interestingly enough, right? Even though Indeedee could block the E-Speed,
it's still not terrible for Tyler,
like,
but you
Ty
basically
could just,
have to instantly switch out your Dragonite right
now.
Yeah,
like, here you'd have to switch out the D-Knight and go for Ice Spinner here, and I think that's Ty's play here. And
I mean, you could either Sucker Punch something or Throat Chop something. Like, if you want to Sucker Punch the Fluttermane, you know that it has to click a move now.
Yeah. So, here it's just like...
Although it is Focus Action.
Yeah. But here now it's like a little interesting, right? Now this happens, and then surprisingly enough, I think Ty stays in, or does Ty switch up? Okay,
I was going to say,
so the abilities go down first, and then... So, Ty comes and sits in Ditto. Okay, this is interesting, but we know that Anthony locked into D-Gleam, so, is Ditto still going to take, like, a lot of damage? Heck, it might even go down in the sun.
Not by that
much.
Oh, not that It's booster speed, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, so you know, Fluttermane with the natural defenses there. And Ice Spinner, just like we said, is really going into the Rocky Helmet, though, which is really unfortunate. And actually, because of this interaction, the terrain will not go down. I learned that a lot from playing Brandon Davis.
Does it actually? That's crazy.
I learned that a lot
from
playing.
Thank you, Brandon Davis. That's a really fascinating little piece of tech there.
Yeah, so whether it's a piece of tech or annoying, if you ask me, it's annoying, but, you know.
I'm fascinated by it.
Really?
What? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I kind of understand where that's coming from. Michael off stream saying Ditto doesn't get the Proto boost.
Yeah, so...
For copying it, which, that is... It does make... Well, and it also makes Tyler's Fluttermane slower regardless.
And I think that's a byproduct of you not even being able to skill swap Cork Drive or Photosynthesis, right? It's just like, hey, you can't... No other Pokemon could have it.
Yeah.
Unless, but unless other dubious methods. But, So Moonblast going right into the other Fluttermane.
That was a really good call for Anthony because it was calling out the Life Guard. And now the speeds now should be matched for the two Fluttermanes with the speed drop here. It also breaks the Sash, which is important. And I mean, it's getting into the range of, I don't know how fast the Zamazenta is, but I don't think it's faster than Fluttermane.
And I think Zamazenta's fine with just, like, taking a move here. Overall, like, it's not really damaged, right?
Yeah, no, Zamazenta hasn't been touched yet.
Yeah, so Moonblast
That
going
KO's,
into Ndidi.
Yeah, that's a big KO for...
And then I think Behemoth Bash coming out here, probably going to get the KO.
I just want to keep in mind, because that should have been even... That should have been even speed, I think. And so that was really big that Ty got the outspeed there to take out the Ndidi, because now if this is Behemoth Bash, Ty actually gets a double KO. If it was not, Ty only would have gotten one KO this turn, and Fluttermane would have lingered around it further.
Yeah. And honestly, it's really weird.
It's still a solid spot for Anthony, but that is an important interaction to mention.
Yeah, so it's weird. I mean, this is like an entire tangent that you can go on, but like if speed increases and then goes down, sometimes it doesn't go down to the exact speed you would think it would. Sometimes it rounds down. Yeah. Right? Like I've done like a bunch of calcs like that, and it's kind of dumb, but like you know, it's just how the way rounding works in this game.
I mean, it's still important if that's like the one speed difference. And
so it could have been that if it was a certain speed stat, but we're just assuming it's a speed type probably. But I mean, that's the more likely situation. Not this insane rounding down calc where no one would have known kind of thing. But now Dragonite's in relatively... Well, I wouldn't say relatively uninhibited. Still psychic terrain, but
it
could definitely click Outrage here, and I know Ty's
one to do Outrage, but the problem is that I think it just gets collision coursed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Dragonite is done for the day, and the question is whether Zamazenta can make this happen. But that's why I think Anthony just locks into Terra Electric here. It's just like, we're done with this. I'm going to hit you with as big of a Thunderbolt as I possibly can and win this. This collision course, don't want to. You do not want to be weak to that move. I've said that so many times today. You do not want to be weak to that move.
Yeah, not only does it do bonus damage if it's super effective, which is like a little crazy.
On top of the fact that it's already super effective damage.
So Thunderbolt, Proto boosted Thunderbolt going
Proto
into
boosted, Terra boosted.
Like I know we were holding for that, but like it's done.
It's so boosted, and I mean it makes sense that Anthony just saw the win condition and is like, all right, we're out of here. And Anthony with the win in game number 1. It was definitely a lot of sparks flying in that game. A lot of big plays, I think. I think the big
calls for sure.
The big thing I think Ty would want to take back is immediately Terra Normal Dragonite, followed by getting it completely blanked for the entire game. Like, I don't think bringing Dragonite is the worst decision. I do think that you have to be a lot more choosy about what you do with it, because this is one of those matchups where you match up really badly. Like, Dragonite Chen Pao matches really well into a ton of leads. It matches pretty badly into this team.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I think Ty just was like, okay, I'm doing this because I'm trying to keep my opponent honest, you know? Like sometimes people do that, you know? Like, they just go with their, like, something that's really threatening, and if the opponent doesn't respect it, they just run away with the game, right? And I think now Ty kind of knows, like, hey, you know, when my opponent's respecting this, I could probably adjust here. And actually, a good adjustment here is would actually, I think you lead Chien Pao every time, honestly. Just through Ice Spinner threat and stuff. But here, I think Ty's probably best lead would be something along the lines of like maybe Zamapao actually.
I do
because they both do outspeed the Iron Crown. And if you get the Ice Spinner off, you could probably just KO the Ndidi immediately, and then you could have Dragonite in the back to just clean up, right? And it's exactly what it is.
And it was the Iron Crown, which, I mean,
this is actually a really good position for Ty.
And that was definitely a nice little call out for Ty, being like, okay, Iron Crown might come out right now. Like, you might just say, oh, I want to just lead my big guys and start hitting, and can't do that now.
So, goes for the booster, special attack. Yep, I'm sure we already knew that. Dennis has been watching the whole time. I haven't.
I have, it's my job to sit here and watch. That's the whole point of why I'm here.
And then now,
I think Iron Crown just kind of has to attack, probably. I think it drops if it doesn't.
I think the best play here.
Although I guess you do.
Actually, no. You have the threat of Tachyon Cutter, so either way,
actually, I think this is totally fine for. I actually think this is completely fine for Anthony.
Ty might need to make a trade here. Just like get rid of the terrain.
Yeah, that's the thing is you might lose
DDKO.
terrain. Like Anthony might lose terrain in order to get Chen Pao out of the way, and I think it's not a terrible trade for either side.
Yeah, because I think Ndidi is going down here. That's like
I think so.
Because you need not only do you need to get rid of the terrain, you need to get rid of Ndidi. And Ndidi Anthony knowing that Ty has to go for the Ice Spinner, going for that, but I think a body press like still gets it. Chen Pao protecting, interesting. Okay, so maybe just Ty going for the body press. Follow me, all right. And I think it was a Tachyon cutter lock, or I don't remember. I think it was. Yeah. Oh, and that's actually really really
lot
good.
Of damage, though.
It was a Tachyon cutter lock. Yeah. Really good read. Yeah, he just didn't want to give up the Chen Pao just yet.
Yeah.
But now it's actually very interesting, right? Because now Pao goes first, right? Gets rid of the Ndidi, and then the body press on the crackback. Iron Crown is not that defensive, so even a neutral hit might just get it here.
It'll be pretty.
So like Chen Pao goes for the Ice Spinner here, most likely. Yep. Okay. And yeah, so let's see if this body press goes.
Which could very much decide it at this point.
Yeah. So
Chen Pao does have its sash broken, I want to mention at least.
Yeah.
If it does get through this turn, which if it does, then it pretty bad.
Honestly,
for
to be fair, like if it's just a Tachyon cutter, like doesn't quite get it, but I think this is a very good. It sounds bad because Chen Pao's down. But the reason this is an insanely good trade is not only has Ty not expended Terra, right? Like, Dragon Knight could just kind of go ham.
That's the thing is Dragon Knight feels pretty comfortable coming in now, although you do have to be concerned about...
Oh no, not the Ditto.
Which this is actually a great...
Oh my god.
You get the Koraidon.
You're either getting Koraidon or Fluttermane, which both is good, right? So
if you assume that those are the two in the back, then feel pretty good about what you're grabbing.
Now,
although now we get
Koraidon
speed tie gaming,
interestingly
enough, keep in mind this is breaking swipe Koraidon, which actually puts the real Koraidon at a slight advantage because you can breaking swipe the other one and drop its
and you can wide guard to like avoid a breaking swipe or something.
That is true. That is certainly true. I was just gonna say, Anthony, if you breaking swipe Anthony's Koraidon, it does not take it does not take an attack drop.
Yeah. But since this is safety goggles, it's like Clear Amulet proving useful here, and breaking swipe going out. I guess Anthony just doesn't want to. I think the good play here is to do that because you actually do want to free Flutter switch in.
Yeah.
Because Flutter just like threatens both of these. With Deagleam, you need to get rid of the sash,
and if for whatever insane reason Iron Crown does get through the turn, you do a Gorillion damage to one of these two.
Yeah, exactly.
Even with like Expanding Force without terrain,
it still has the booster special attack.
Yeah, it's still like what. A little weaker than Psychic. Like it's still like a bunch of damage, and it's the same.
So
kind of
Anthony's in like despite Ty having like another Amoonguss in the back, like
I think it comes down to Terra reads at this point.
Yeah,
I think if you pick out which one gets like, if you pick out which one decides to Terra, and you pick out which one decides to Icy Wind, or which one to hit with what move, like. Because if Zamazenta Terras, then you'd want to hit it with a Moonblast.
Also, we
Ditto,
need to know.
And to be clear, Ditto is Terra normal. It's not like Terra Fire, so it will still take a lot of damage.
So Ty expending his Terra here.
On what?
Okay,
that's fun. This is a really weird looking Terra.
Yeah, because I feel like if you just collision force fairy move, that's a little rough, right?
That is true, although it does come down to speed back.
Yeah, and I guess Ty's just going for it. It actually goes into the Zamazenta. And Zamazenta lives. Wait, this is huge for Ty right now. Especially if he doubled up in the Fluttermane, then I think it's just over. Because Ty might just have like something in the back, but no.
It's not a Flutter double.
Oh, but that doesn't go down. No, what's going to happen here? Oh, just doubles the Koraidon. And I think this is good because now, right?
This is extremely good for Ty because at this point...
I don't know what he has in the back.
At this point, you kind of run a 50-50 of you run the 50-50. If the Zamazenta wide guards, you need to Moonblast the other Koraidon, and then you really win the interaction.
Yeah.
And if Zamazenta doesn't wide guard, and you Moonblast one of them, then you just lose the game, basically. And in this case, you lose the game because Zama did wide guard and you Dazzling Gleam.
And now here, right, it's actually a really interesting thing, right? Because Zama could click wide guard, like, so let's say, like, oh, actually, never mind, you just click wide guard again. Oh, what? No, just forfeits.
I mean, the big thing is that there was still a Pokemon in the back. And
and we don't know what it was, but I guess
the indicator is saying that it's a Moongus,
but we don't necessarily.
There's absolutely no shot that Fluttermane was getting through a Moongus.
Yeah.
Well, and even you think about the options, like Dragonite. I don't know. I guess it maybe could have beaten Dragonite. Like but even still, like wide guard was the obvious, like wide guard and. Like, I don't know. Maybe there was a way back into it. Because
I think if... Like, again, on the graphic it says Amoonguss, but I guess if
it was Amoonguss, then that game is over.
That game is over because all you really have to do is after you break the sash is you have to... You just wide guard.
Yeah.
To avoid like a Dazzling Gleam, or just do anything really, like wide guard, Sludge Bomb, or something like that.
You didn't even need a wide guard. You just have a
double attack,
Sludge Bomb it. Like it has 1 HP.
Yeah.
But in any case, game number 3. That was
an interesting game.
It was an interesting game, and it didn't go great for Anthony, partly because it just went for the Iron Crown. Size Spam mode, and
into an Ice Spinner.
The big thing is we mentioned like, there's no Rillaboom, but there is Ice Spinner. Because that was the big thing in the previous set that Anthony played, was there was Rillaboom, and that's why Iron Crown couldn't really come. But in this game, Ice Spinner, and that was the big issue.
Yeah. So Qianpao Zamazenta, I think that's the best
lead.
And Koraidon Fluttermane. So here is where it gets a little tricky now, because it is kind of a little tricky here, because like even though Flutter just outspeeds both of them.
Yeah.
Koraidon doesn't quite, like, it's probably a speed tie with Zama, but,
I think we've consistently seen this Koraidon be faster than Zamazenta. I can't really confirm it.
Though. It's just there's 2 135 Jolly speed mons on this field, so it's just like, it's probably coming down to a speed tie here, so, let's see if Ty's gonna take that, or just, just double protect to see what's up. Sometimes that's a good thing to do.
I really liked how Zamazenta was looking at the camera there. I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Okay, so actually, it might be Anthony.
This is just an Anthony double protect.
It'll be really funny if Ty also double protects. Nope, Ice Spinner. Okay, so Ty going immediately for the move, realizing they have to. And now it's kind of like a thing where it's like...
That's interesting to double up into the Koraidon, because I think that does give Anthony some information of what Ty wants to do here.
In terms of game plan, right?
Yeah.
And now just going for that, and honestly, that's like okay, but at the same time, if Amoonguss just switches in... Is Amoonguss just going to switch in here? Because that's like really bad. Well, okay, so I wouldn't say Ty like wins this turn outright, but...
Certainly wins the turn. Maybe not
but like this is huge, because not only is Koraidon taking Rocky Helmet Chip, it's just going to Amoonguss that's going to switch out later anyway and heal her back all up. And I believe this was I believe that was a close combat too, right?
It was close, of course,
close. Yeah. Sorry, I'm used to them all doing close combats, even though I see here. But now Fluttermane going to the collision course, right? Not going to do too much. I mean, it's going to do a lot because it's still boosted.
Yeah, it's still,
that's actually
I was going to say, it's still Koraidon.
God.
It's not nothing. It's not just going to get bounce off the Amoonguss.
That actually tells me it might be Adamant, too.
Potentially. I'm not 100% sure on that, but in any case, the big thing is that Fluttermane got brought down to 6. And so you can't really comfortably click an attack on Fluttermane again. Unless you do something about Qianpao. Because that's the other thing, and why I was like, I would have preferred if like it was like... Because I would have preferred like Icy Wind collision course, honestly. Because it would have brought Qianpao out of Sash at least. And
just for damage trade situations where Pow's going to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's interesting.
Because it would have given you a lot more options here of like, okay, if Pow has to decide whether it wants to drop right now or not... Because in this case, we're gonna... Yeah, I like preserving the Flutter Mane here. I'm not sure what Indeedee necessarily does for you here, but it's something. It can switch in. It does stop a Sucker Punch if that's what the...
Yeah. And honestly, that was a relatively safe turn. I feel like if you do that, you should just attack with Koraidon. That's just me. But I guess the Throat Chop going in... Throat Chop would do a lot.
Yeah.
And actually, it seems like even Anthony knows this... Even Anthony knows that this Koraidon is slower, it seems like, because he seems like he's been playing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be pretty shocked in any case if a Koraidon was faster than my Chien-Pao, which is like...
I mean, they are both the base speed.
They do have the same base speed, but like, I feel like, because Koraidon does need a bit of bulk. Koraidon does need a bit of, like, physical damage. Like, I think there are more things that you're looking for than Chien-Pao, where you can go min HP, min defense, min special defense.
Exactly,
it's basically the same Pokemon. You're gonna get Zamazenta switching back in.
And I think this is a... Helping Hand Collision Course. I think this is a Rage Powder, and I think this Amoonguss might go down.
Yeah.
Oh no, Amoonguss goes for Protect. I don't know what Anthony targeted into.
If it was Helping Hand, it has to be into the Amoonguss.
Breaking Swipe. Okay, that's actually really interesting. That doesn't really do too much for the Zamazenta, but that actually did still quite a bit.
It didn't. It's kind of nothing.
Like,
it wasn't a terrible turn though.
Yeah, so that's just more of just like trying to cover for stuff, right?
And a big thing is that it does weaken the Behemoth Bash at the very least.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's anything still in here that needs to take less damage, but not no damage from Behemoth Bash, if that makes sense. Because Flutter Mane would appreciate that if it wasn't at 1 HP.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Flutter Mane just went down, right, or no?
Flutter Mane switched out, so it's still at 1 HP. But
Okay. So now here's the thing, right? Like, do you just sack the Amoonguss? Like, do you have to? Or do you just protect Zama and...
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is you can just Collision Course into that slot regardless, because you know that whatever...
it just does so much damage.
Still gonna have a bad time.
So, going for the Terra Dragon, maybe expecting that they're gonna go for a super effective hit, or Collision, So, Wide Guard, okay, so is he going for this... Are they going for the Spore here?
Yeah.
Follow me. Okay, so you can stop the Indeedee if this is not targeted into the Zama here. Flare Blitz into the Zama? No, into the Amoonguss.
Finish it off.
Okay, so...
Which I guess that's fine as well.
Yeah, so... this is... I mean, I can understand that. You just want a relatively safe switch into something else, probably.
Yeah. At the same time, if you're Tai, I feel like you'd want to at least click Body Press here.
Yeah.
The sun's down, which is actually kind of meaningful.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now Ditto comes in.
Never mind, the sun is not down.
Ori Calcum Pulse. Now we have an interesting thing here. We will actually have to do speed ties here.
Yeah, this will certainly be a speed tie. And we saw some earlier where there were like flame charges and stuff that came into play, but this is just a raw speed tie, no flame charge, no nothing. We speed tie in.
Yeah, and
but the Ditto can't Terra. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're coming into a situation here where Breaking Swipe, it's Breaking Swipe versus is there a Wide Guard?
Yeah, exactly, right. And
honestly, I wonder how long Anthony can play the just try me game.
Yeah.
Because like if Zamazenta's not clicking moves, then
So did they use Protect here? Actually, might be something coming up from the Zama here.
Yeah.
Follow me. Okay. Priority moves going off.
But that follow me is meaningful.
Yeah, so Collision Course into the Zama, but I think this is not going to do too much, right?
It's a solid chunk.
It's a solid chunk.
Not going to knock out.
And Body Press going to Indeedee, it doesn't do enough.
Wow, Indeedee absolutely consumes that.
Yeah. like that.
Indeedee eats a hit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So,
and now, and here's the thing I was kind of talking about in the previous turn, where it's like, you can block the Breaking Swipe and just say, try me. What do you want to do here? Do you want to try to click Collision Course into Indeedee and that's it? Like, what do you do if I Breaking Swipe follow me? Because I get a switch in eventually. Yeah. Because if you Wide Guard...
So this might be an interesting turn here, because now I think a Breaking Swipe would KO the Koraidon.
I'm almost certain,
Yeah, so let's see if
especially
who goes first
after
with the Breaking Swipes.
I mean, it doesn't even necessarily matter if Indeedee just drops. It's not the worst thing in the world. Ooh, and the Breaking Swipe does come through. It doesn't KO Anthony's Koraidon either, and it doesn't get a drop, obviously, because of the
Clear Amulet.
Because of Clear Amulet.
So another Breaking Swipe coming out.
That's a KO on to
critical hit.
Crit onto the Chen Pao.
I guess I don't know if that matters too much, but like
it doesn't matter a ton. But honestly, if it turns Breaking Swipe from a 2-hit KO to 3-hit KO to a 2-hit KO, that can be kind of meaningful.
Okay, so actually, this is interesting. Actually, I don't know if this is.
It is interesting because, and that's the thing as well. Is Psychic Terrain's down now, so Sucker Punch is an option on either of these two Pokemon.
Yeah, but I think there's no world where you just don't follow me here.
That's true. That is certainly true. Yeah. Although you get into a space of like protect,
wide guard,
protect wide guard stuff with Chen Pao.
But Anthony's definitely in the driver's seat here.
I do think Follow Me Collision Course is Oh, that's a tough move. I really don't know if you could wide guard there. I think you might have to gamble on like, is my Zamazenta actually faster? Which I don't think it is, but is my Zamazenta actually faster than the Koraidon? Okay. Throat Chop is surprising. I was not expecting Chen Pao to attack this turn.
Yeah,
frankly.
So, now you just go for the Chen Pao every time. Oh, did it go into the Zama?
Yeah. I think actually the Zamazenta is probably more threatening at this point.
That's true, but
the thing is, I think because I'm starting to lose track of things. Are we down to Ty's last Pokemon? Is this
Ty? I think Ty just like
because now you bring out these two Pokemon. Hit one of them. Hit one of them.
Chen Pao has learned Glacial Lance.
Like that'd be crazy. Actually, Chen Pao with Glacial Lance would actually be so sick.
It would be terrifying. but
it doesn't have it here.
And it's just gonna kind of just lose. Yeah, it goes for Sucker Punch. Congratulations to Anthony. I mean, like that was a well fought battle by both of them.
In just a moment, we'll watch the Koraidon drop, but then
here comes the Moon Blast.
And Anthony Ascencia will be the challenge victor. I have no idea if he's maxed out on his challenges or anything yet, but that is a big win and probably some championship points there. Getting towards the promo card. One or two.
I'm kidding. No, I mean probably a lot more. But some people here just come here and fight for like 2 points, and it's just
exactly.
Oh,
but
man.
I mean, he made a great run today. I mean, he didn't lose a single round. That was 6-0.
Yeah, that was 6-0. I mean, 6-0, no rounds lost. I think we have had a few people done that, like Geo.
There have absolutely been players who have done that, but it's definitely it's always an impressive run. When
exactly
does
right.
It.
It's always impressive. No lie there. I'm not gonna downplay any of that. That's insane. But well played to Anthony. Also well played to Ty. I mean, he put up a fight in a matchup that like seemed a little rough because
it's definitely tough to play into that matchup because you always kind of have to get away from Zamazenta's steel typing because Collision Course just does so much damage to you.
Everything's just like faster than you.
Yeah.
Right? Like Chen Pao's your only like fast one that can really do anything.
Yeah.
And then and then like Fluttermane and Koraidon are just constantly just throwing
Ditto. Sorry, I noticed the Ditto in the corner of my eye. I was like, Ditto contributed a lot. We got to see some fun Ditto stuff.
I just realized. I was like, is there one of mine? I was like, no, it's not.
Because it's not.
Anyways,
that'll be it for us for this week. Next week, no tournament. It is Atlanta
Regionals.
The next one is on the 26th.
It might be after Atlanta,
It is after Atlanta. It's a couple weeks. So next one on the 26th. Be sure to come out. Be sure to come. It'll be the last one for Regulation G here at Psycho Turtle. So
to the relief of a few people.
But, relief of some people, but it'll be a fun send-off for a format we've had for so long. And and
don't forget, on the May 31st, we have a big barbecue.
Yes, and Cup and barbecue at Griffith. Be sure to sign up for that. There's stuff on that on the SoCal VGC Discord.
Yeah, you could pre-reg right now, actually, I'm pretty sure. So it's
it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So many people are going to be there. And do it as quick as possible, because these things cap really quickly. Yeah. Especially the cups.
Yeah, especially the barbecue. Everybody wants to go to that.
So,